Aurora's undoing was a man. My grandfather was a Commodore in the Philippine Navy who expected his wife, children, and grandchildren to address him as such. The Commodore gave Aurora 5 children, but never himself. He left her for another woman, and in retaliation, she used Gayuma to curse the Commodore and his mistress. She stirred concoctions over a pit of fire. She collected his hair and fingernails. She drank water and wine. She killed crows with her kitchen knife. Years later, the Commodore disappeared from a cruise ship under mysterious circumstances. Where she brought their love to terms, she began to rot. In sickness, she shit herself in the street. Aurora died of uterine cancer and never knew another love after the Commodore. Before Gayuma, my grandmother was Doctora Aurora Basa. A healer in Cavite, villagers came to her with all kinds of ailments. She spit on the throats of people who swallowed fish bones. She wrapped open wounds in leaves. After college, she put herself through medical school and converted her house into an emergency clinic and pharmacy. Once she sought revenge, her healing power mutated. While I was a little girl, she stroked my hair and told me to be wary of men. But on her deathbed, I learned the Commodore's name when she cried, Joaquin. She called out to the man who hurt her the most. She ached for him still, until and into death, and then there was nothing. My mom got knocked up when she was 17, and by 20, she was married with 2 kids. Erratic and unhappy, she hopped on a plane with 1 suitcase and $200, arriving alone on a new island, Manhattan, marooning me in Luzon. In Manila, spring months are dry heat, but in New York, it's melting snow revealing last fall's artifacts, chicken bones and dog turds. I let abandonment seep into my blood until it changes my body. My legs burned as if I was drowning. Weightless, I was surprised to find that every cell in my body still knew which way was down. But we've been swimming in gravity since before we were born. I felt consumed by the certainty that no one would ever find me here at the bottom of the ocean. Once you're linked with death in this way, it is hard to undo. My mom knew how to piece together a life. Bubblegum, twigs, hair. Little by little, the bird built her nest. She worked in insurance for 10 years while attending night school, earning her associate and nursing degrees. When I ask, why nursing? She answers, healing is the family business. After a friend's suicide, I failed classes and lost my National Merit Scholarship. Brown won't alter my financial aid package, so I hoard to pay for my degree. I fuck mean men with rough hands for my slice of American exceptionalism. One of them takes hours to put me in a full body cast. Bandages in hand, he circles around me like a maypole. I puff out my stomach so that I have room to breathe once the plaster of Paris dries. I leave room for tenderness, but it's filled with an urgency greater than me. He tells me to struggle on film, proving that I cannot escape. He strokes my hair and asks, "Are you powerless here?" When I was a newborn, I wouldn't stop crying. "What's wrong?" my mother yelled. "What do I do?" We cried together, a child raising a child. As an adult, I fill my small home with small pets, small music, and small joys. I write love letters to a girl who feels worlds away, and I wonder if my mother is as lonely as my mother tongue. Aurora used to tell me, "They will always leave you, Iha." But Gayuma evolves. If she could feel how I burn every day, she'd barely recognize the magic under my skin, untangled and radiating. Thank you.
Yes.